Okay, welcome back with Happy Chappy. So, this is Dr. Chappy today. I'm not a doctor, but I believe not just me, people in general, using common sense would be better than a doctor in this way of thinking. Because your doctor is inclined to turn to pharmaceutical drugs to help you, whatever the condition is. Whether your skin, your muscles, your tendons, your bones, your organs, whatever the damage is done that you've created within your body, the doctor would be inclined to give you some kind of pharmaceutical medicine, or maybe even worse again, to operating on in some ways or another. So I always seem to talk about emotional balance and keeping your health in good condition before you get to these stages. But it came to me awareness about how people don't really understand how that affects your body, everything in your body. So, in case somebody needs something more to look at and give them some hope in another way, saying your condition may be resulting to skin, bone, ligaments, organs, whatever damage done to the body. And because it's went that far, you find it hard emotionally to adapt to it. So consciously it's hard to adapt because the physical appearance of acceptance of the pain of your five senses' awareness of it is overpowering your way of thinking. So you're unable to think your way out of it. So the emotions is captured by the five senses. So to help you overpower that and to bring your thinking about in a more positive way, to help that positivity come about in your thinking so you can start to heal in whatever area it is, you need to look at what helps that part of the body. So if it's the heart, what things can you eat, drink, do to help the heart? If it's the liver, what can you do to eat to help the liver? What can you drink to help the liver? What can you do physically to help the liver? Kidneys, spleen, your skin, your muscles, your bones, whatever the organ or part of the body it is that may be out of balance. There's something that you can do to help that. So heart, just for example. Heart, we need to love. It's a known thing. So say you're not able to do physical things because your heart's that stressed. And maybe you're an active person and you need to be doing things. And so you find it hard to sit in one place where you need something like a TV or something to keep the mind functioning, or otherwise it's irritating to you. So what I would say is plenty of rest in that sense, but to do small intervals of movement, um, regular during the day. So what, say every half hour, get up, walk to another room or back and forth once or twice, sit down again, do it again. Every hour, half hour, whatever it takes. But in the space in between, what you need to do is focus on loving yourself and being thankful for having your body to operate, to have consciousness, to be aware of everything that's around you. Start observing the things that you have in your life and start being thankful for them. Start observing the people you have in your life and being thankful for them. You might want to look into your past and look at all the great things that you've done and the enjoyment you had, and start rehearsing that over in your brain, in your mind, and bringing that love and excitement and enjoyment back to the heart, and being thankful for being able to have them experiences. And you can go back as far as birth, and preferably with your eyes closed. If you don't meditate, you'll find it hard to do with them open. And to imagine being cocooned back into the womb, where you're nourished and looked after by the mother, where all you're doing is being relaxed and feeling that love that helps you become who you are. And this is just an example for the heart. For the liver, the lungs, good one. Just because I know it off by heart. So breathing, what's going to help you breathe? An defibrillator, you could use that. Use it regular until it clears all the airways out. Or any time that you feel that it's compact, use it. I mean, you're breathing compact with mucus or whatever. You could physically imagine yourself running in every time that you're resting, thinking about your top peak condition of your body that you've ever been in, and visualizing it as if it was now, and sensing that and feeling that. Now, you would look into what is healthy to eat and to help the lung, what is helpful for your breathing. So that would be like long, slow, deep breaths. In through the nose and out through the nose. And taking them long and slow, being conscious of that breath and sensing it as it comes into the body and as it goes through the body. Now in this case, because it's the lungs, what you'll be sensing is breathing into that lung area. And as you breathe in, sense where any discomfort is. And as you release that breath, sense it as a grey mist leaving the body as it releases from them lungs. And as you're breathing in, like a golden light. And now you can do this breathing technique with any part of your body. Just breathe into that area by focusing on it. And by breathing to it, you're giving that attention to that area for the body to place attention on it, to start to heal from any imbalance that's in that area, which you will find from the discomfort. But as you're breathing and releasing the breath, in the sense, in the mind, in the consciousness that you are healing oneself through the breath, then your body begins to follow what your mind's teaching it. So your body begins to heal, as you've already expressed that it's healing by what you're doing with the mind and with that awareness. So the body begins to follow that. And in result, the body begins to heal itself. So you consciously are the healer. And you can do this with anything. You see, anything that your body's got, or has had can be healed by you. I'm not saying it will be, it can be. It depends how much effort is put into it and how much you love yourself to do that. Now, we're normally going to a doctor, and I'm not knocking a doctor or whatever. Pharmaceuticals is what the problem is. A doctor is inclined to go what they were educated on, and that was pharmaceuticals, and to give you this, that, for that, and this for that, and this for that. But these are quick fixes, and they never really fix you. They end up leaving damage in a different area, or sometimes maybe doesn't even leave or doesn't fix an area to leave damage in another, but makes it even worse again. A lot of it is experimented. And the way I'm telling you is not experimented. It is the way that you create the sickness. Take aside anything that happened from an accident from outside of your consciousness, from someone else or something else, where, for example, something may have fell on someone and they hurt their leg or damaged their leg. Now that has came from, well, it's came from you consciously, but to explain that's a longer story. But let's just take it from the outside. It came from the outside and it's hurt you in some form or another. But consciously, your body has that memory of how it was before the accident. Now, if you can remember and keep remembering in your consciousness and keeping it in your awareness of how you were before the accident as if it didn't happen, then it would come that it didn't happen. That your body would bring back to the healing of that. And that goes to example, which is going to be, now this is on a technical level, but it should be possible. But with a lot of interference into consciousness by manipulation of the 3D world, we've been captured by the beliefs. So generally it wouldn't be possible. But technically, if you lost a limb, then that limb should be able to grow back. Now, why it wouldn't is because from birth to your living day, today, your consciousness has been filled with experiences of life and beliefs to follow. And that belief's not going to be there. It's never been put out there to believe in anything that you could even heal your body, never mind that you could grow your limb again. So just understand whatever position that you're in, or I pray that, I know there is people out there that is sickness, and if you come across this, I pray that you get well. But if you want to help yourself, it's to think well, and then to begin to feel from that thinking, and to start whatever area you need to focus on that thing. You see, what we do when we go to a doctor, we focus on the sickness, and focusing on the sickness is going to bring about more sickness. Focusing on what creates the sickness, which means, so say it's the organ, the liver, or the kidneys, lungs, we did lungs. So say it's the lungs. You would look at how the lungs function and what helps them function better. And the likes of the breathing. So being aware of the breath alone and focusing on breathing into that. And that is your main priority from that point until you start to heal and you know you're healing. But you've got to believe that you're healed. and that you're only focusing on advancing from that healed situation. So you'll be thinking of your peak condition that you've ever been in. And then you're going to multiply that by about 10. So if you were like a cross-country runner, then you would have been the best in the world by the time you're thinking about it and imagining it. And yet you're going to be focusing on your breath to clear them lungs. If you smoked or that, you would get away from that kind of thing. You would ventilate your area that you're in most and try to stay in a ventilated place. You would walk around trees and plants that give off a lot of oxygen. You would try to stay in clear air. You probably get an defibrillator and keep that mucus out of the throat and out of the lungs. And by focusing on all these things, you're showing yourself that you care for yourself. And with the belief of the thinking and operation that you're putting it into action, thought, feeling, emotion, taking it into action, then you're going to start to heal. You're going to start to make an improvement. But the thing is, you've got to be dedicated to it. It's got to be important to you. You've got to be important to you. You've got to make yourself important by letting yourself know that you love you and who you are. That you're going to do this for you. And not to take anything away from a doctor, but a doctor's not going to help you. Not be giving you medication. Not be pharmaceutical drugs. What they're going to do is prevent it or slow it down. And profit at the same time. I'm sorry to say that, but that's just how it is in this world. It's about money. It's not about your health. And I've nothing to get from this or gain from this. Well, I do have something to gain from this. If it helps somebody, I know consciously it helps me. And I know these things have helped me in my life. And if I can use them to help me, I would love for people to use them and see the experience that I had and how beneficial it can be to help yourself. And you know, it's finding that love for yourself to do it for yourself. So when I help you or you help me, we help each other consciously. When we help ourselves, we're helping each other. Because consciously, we're all the one consciousness, just in different vessels. So our duty is to look after one another. But if we're caught up in our ego, it becomes about money. Money never cured us. Money will take away your life. Loving oneself. Loving what you have that's around you. Not loving to have, because then you want money to have it. Love oneself for what you have, starting with the body. And if it was hard breathing from lungs, for example, love the fact that you can breathe. And it is not gone yet. And that can improve. Just the same way as it deteriorated, it can improve. Think like a thermometer. The temperature can go down and it can go so low, yet it can always come back up. But it could always come back down. And that's what you're like in your health and your well-being. And it depends on how much effort you're going to put into it. So anyway, I know it will help people out there if you make the effort. I just pray nobody ever has to. I just pray everybody gets well and is well, but I know there's people out there that's got conditions of all different sorts, which is a shame. It's a shame that we have so many people like doctors not in places to help people, but it's not working. It's never worked. It truly hasn't. And I know this works. I know the science behind it all. And I've done it with myself many a time in different things. And the logic of it just alone, it just makes sense. And you can do it. After all, like, consciousness isn't even the body. Consciousness is everything that brings around the body. The body collapses into a state from consciousness. That's another story. But never give up on who you are. Remember, whatever sickness there is, there's a way to heal from it. And you can do it. Starting by focusing on not the problem, but where it is. And how to bring that to better health. This is Happy Chopper. Love and peace.